make the place, why do you even run the race?
Basically in this video I'm just going to be yapping about different Arcane characters and why I love them while I do Jinx inspired nails because I thought it'd be fitting. Since I unfortunately can't chop off my middle finger to make these nails, you know, the most accurate given the events in season 2, I'm just gonna have to settle for doing a white base on my middle finger and painting on the smiley face with a brush. Starting off with Savika. First of all, I know I'm doing Jinx nails, but I want to talk about her. In media, growing up, I never really saw any characters who looked somewhat like me or had a nose type that looked like mine, or at least not any characters that were supposed to be like actual well-written, prominent characters. Seeing Savika, who is like a very solid and like genuinely really cool and badass and capable, competent character who looked a little bit like me, or like had a nose that looked like mine, I thought was really cool. Speaking of Savika as a character, I've always really appreciated how fiercely loyal and protective she is. She's definitely someone who shows her affection through actions and definitely not through words, because, well, let's be honest, girl, she's not exactly a poet. It's very clear that she does really care for the people in her life, even if she doesn't like outwardly say it, she shows it, you know. However, I do think that it's very admirable of Savika that she stayed so loyal to Soko throughout all those years, like literally until he, you know, lagged out and she couldn't be loyal to him anymore. I mean, let's face it, Soko was never like very nice towards her. I mean, it's clear that he did value her and seemed to care about her a lot more than he cared about the other people who worked for him, because like she was the most loyal and she was with him the longest. But still, I mean, I could have appreciated her a little bit more while he was alive. Her and Jinx's dynamic, I really do think it's sweet. How in season 1 and season 2, their relationship goes from like them constantly picking on each other to like them actually working together. Even if they like literally didn't really have a choice, it was still nice to see how they like actually got closer in season 2. I think that's really sweet. See like how their dynamic has like definitely softened a little bit since season 1. Boom shakalaka! Now, moving on to Vi, I cannot say like how misunderstood of a character she is. Like, it's actually bonkers how many people in this fandom do not understand her and how much shit they be giving her. Seeing so many people in the fandom blame her for why Jinx is the way she is. Guys, like, she was 15 years old, like, when that happened. Like, she was a kid, you know, like, doing her best. I just hate the way Vi is blamed by the fandom, like, so much for so much shit that like isn't her fault. Not even for the abandoning Powder thing. And also, she did not abandon her. Like, she was going to come back. I personally think that her walking away wasn't her, you know, leaving her. I just think she needed a chance to cool off because she realized that she literally just hit her little sister who she like promised to protect. A lot of people get on Vi's ass for having like normal human reactions during like unbelievably stressful, awful situations. It's not her fucking fault, okay? I think the reason, and of course this isn't like an excuse, but I think the reason a lot of people tend to like get on her case about not reacting with grace for this situation or, you know, shit like that is because she's a physically strong character, and a lot of the times like a lot of people see like physically strong people as like, you're not allowed to feel this, you're not allowed to break down, you're not allowed to be vulnerable, you're not allowed to react negatively in any way. We see like physically strong people having to be also emotionally strong 24/7. A really good point that someone made in a comment was how Vi is just a really good example of an older sibling trying their absolute best in a situation that demands so much from them. I think at first when I watched Arcane, like back when it first came out, like a part of me did kind of blame Vi for what happened, which was very unfair, I know, but my view has obviously changed since then. She wasn't a horrible sister, like she really was not. She was literally just a kid. Same with Powder, but like when it comes to Vi and her trauma and what she went through and her feelings, no one really gives her grace for reacting the way she did in a lot of those stressful situations. So the way people treat Maddie versus how they treat like Jinx or like any other character who has done like absolutely awful, horrible things in this show, which is I mean, honestly, everyone at this point, is kind of insane to me because, like, the double standard, I love Jinx, you know I do, but she's literally like a psychotic killer terrorist, and Maddie's just like a spy that did her job. I get that she's a traitor and all, but like still, being a Maddie fan during that era where the season like just came out was like being stuck in the middle of a fucking hurricane. Like, and also, I really don't think like Maddie's a bad person, and I don't think she wanted to do what she did, but she had to put her duty as a Noxian, you know, spy before her own feelings. I really don't think she wanted to do what she did, but she had to, of course. And honestly, I feel really bad for her in that regard. I do feel some sympathy for her in that sense. That was all for my Arcane opinions video while doing Jinx nails. Sorry, it was really like poorly put together and like all over the place. I'm not a professional. Also, please don't murk me if you don't agree with any of my opinions, okay? Leave me alone, please. Anyways, bye besties, I'm gonna go to bed.